Ron Dunn, one of my favorite preachers of all time, is now with the Lord. But he tells a story about his friend who lost his first wife. And he tells a story about how his wife was in a car accident, and he got to the hospital, and he saw all the doctors and nurses rushing around and rushing in and out of the room, and he could see kind of what's going on from a distance, and they're frantically doing something. He knew as long as there was action going on, and that frantic action, there was hope for him and hope for her. But he said he could see it when they just began to stop and just take off their mask. When people begin to slowly walk out the door as though they had the look of despair even on their own face. He says, will ever rest with me, will ever be embedded into my mind of what despair is all about. At that time, with no action and no movement, that was a sign that there was no hope. And so when we look at this, all of us have been in those kind of situations before. So how do you feel about no hope? How do you feel about when hope is lost to you? You think, well, I was hoping to get that job, and I really felt like that was an answer to prayer. I was praying for that job, and there it was right there in front of me, and I didn't get the third call back. I didn't get the job. That was my last hope. Or someone says, well, I was looking for a job, and I had 12 different opportunities, and each one of them, as I went down, I lost hope with every step of the way until finally I didn't get the last job, and so that was my last hope. Somebody's single, and they've invested, maybe they're 30, 35 years old, and they invested maybe a couple of 3 years in one individual, and that didn't work out. And they think, well, that's my last hope. I'm just giving up on that. I just don't feel like there's any hope anymore. And so that's the way we feel. I've lost my hope. Why? Well, because there's a difference in hoping that something happens and hoping in something happening.